Hello again, my friends. Happy Tuesday. I hope you've been enjoying your day. Before, we did some awesome plant yoga, planting a seed to help us remember how plants grow. But now, I want us to reread one of the stories that we read last week called The Tiny Seed. We read this last week, seeing how seeds grow into flowers, right? That's what we read about last week. But this week, I want us to see all the different things that help the flowers grow. So I want us to look at the sun and the water and everything else that helps our plant grow. All right? Are you ready? Okay. Let's start. It is autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? So you see the little teeny seed, right? Do you remember how to say seed in sign language? Seeds. So where are all these seeds going? And what do the seeds need to grow? One of the seeds flies too high and it goes too close to the sun and it can't grow anymore. But the tiny seed sails on with the others. So this seed got too hot. So what do plants need to grow? They need nice weather, right? It can't be too hot or they're not going to be able to grow. Another seed lands on a tall, icy mountain. The ice never melts here and the seed can't grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed doesn't go as fast as the others. So on this page, this seed got stuck in the snow. And seeds can't grow in the snow, right? They need nice warm sun, and they need grass, and they need rain. It's not going to get any of that there, so he's not going to be able to grow. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and can't grow. The others sail on with the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. So now one seed falls into the ocean, and seeds do need water to grow, right? But they can't have too much water. They can't live in the water. They need soil, right? They need dirt. So this seed's not going to be able to grow. One seed drifts down into the desert. It is hot and dry, and the seed can't grow there. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it along. So now this seed landed in a hot, hot desert where it doesn't get that much rain. And since he's not going to get much rain, he's not going to be able to grow. But these seeds, what's going to happen to them? Finally, the wind stops and the seeds fall gently down on the ground. A bird comes by and eats one seed. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird doesn't see it. See, so now our seeds are being planted, kind of like we did with our yoga when we dug with our heels. They're being planted, so they're almost ready to grow. But the bird eats that one for a snack, so he's not going to be able to grow because he's not being planted, right? Now it's winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they are going to sleep in the earth. The snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that lives in the ground eats a seed for his lunch. But the tiny seed lies very still and the mouse doesn't eat it. So now the seeds are nice and planted and they're waiting to grow, but they don't have any sun yet, right? So they're not growing. But one of the seeds is eaten for a little snack, so he's not going to be able to grow from the soil and from the sun and from the rain anymore, right? Now it's spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It really is nice outside. The birds fly by, the sun shines, right? The plants need sun. And the rain falls. The plants need rain too. The seeds grow so round and full that they start to burst open a little bit. Now they are not seeds anymore, they're plants. First they send roots down into the earth. Then their little stems and leaves begin to grow up towards the sun and the air. There's another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It is a weed, and it takes up all of the sunlight and the rain. Oh no. So this big plant is taking up all the sunlight and the rain, so these plants aren't getting enough food and water. That's why this plant is growing so big and these plants are still small, because they're not getting enough sunlight and rain. The warm weather also brings out the children to play. They've been waiting for the sun in springtime too. One child doesn't see the plants as he's running. Oh no, he breaks one. He stepped on it. Now it can't grow anymore because it's squished. We got to be careful when we're running. We don't want to squish the plants. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but his neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. And look, a bud, and now even a flower. So this big plant grew so fast because he got a little bit more sunlight and a little bit more water. This plant didn't get as much sunlight and water yet, so he's still little. But let's see what happens. Do you think he's going to grow even bigger now? But what is happening? First there are footsteps, then a shadow looms over them, and then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. Remember how to say flower in sign language? Flower. A boy has picked the flower to give to a friend. So nice. But now that he picked it, it's not going to grow anymore, right? Because we have to be in the ground to grow. Now it is summer. The tiny plant from the tiny seed is all by himself. It grows and grows and grows, and it doesn't stop. The sun shines, the rain falls, and now it has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It's taller than the people, it's taller than the trees, it's taller than the houses. And now a flower grows on it. People come from near and far to look at the flower. It's the tallest flower they've ever seen. It's like a giant. So he grew so tall, right? This beautiful flower, because he was all by himself. So he got all the rain and all of the sun all to himself, right? That helped him grow so big. All summer long, the birds and the bees and the butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower before. See all the birds and the butterflies? Now it's autumn again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower, and they sail along with the leaves over the land and down onto the ground. See, now it's getting cold, so the flower is going to start losing his petals. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all of its petals now. It sways and bends with the wind. But the wind shakes the flower, and this time the flower's seed pod opens. Out come many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away in the wind, right? This is how our tiny plant started. He started out just as a seed. So all of these little seeds are going to turn into flowers too, as long as they get what they need, as long as they get sunlight and dirt and rain. The end. So I hope you liked reading that story even the second time. It's one of my favorite stories, and I hope it helps you remember how these plants all grow. What do they need? They need sunlight, they need rain to help them grow, and they need soil to grow in, right? It's kind of like us. We need food, we need water, and we need rest. All right, my friends, I'll talk to you later. Have a wonderful rest of your day.